In this lesson we're going to learn how to play a rock pattern on the bass strings using our thumb. This is what it sounds like. It's actually identical to the first pattern we learned on the first three strings. Let's take a close look at how that's done. Now to begin with, we're going to set up our right hand one more time, curl your fingers over and plonk them down on the second string. Our thumb, which normally rests on the sixth string, will be used for playing the sixth, fifth, fourth and even the third string, which is an open G here. We're going to actually need to use our thumb on this string as well. Remember, not only is this a matter of getting used to the bass notes on the lower strings, it's also a matter of getting used to playing with our thumb as well. So there's our right hand positional setup here, where we'll be using our thumb. Now let's quickly look over at the left hand and learn the notes. To begin with, we put our third finger on G on the sixth string, and this song, or tune, as it is played in quarter notes. Quarter note timing. So we go G, B, lift off, open D, E, second fret, F, back to E, open D, B, and we repeat again. Timing wise, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Using 2 bars of quarter notes. Then we continue, third fret, C, E, G. Now I'm hitting the G with my thumb. The open G string is being hit by my right hand thumb there. Once again, C, E, G, back to E, repeat, C, E, G, E, and then back to our original pattern, G, B, D, E, F, E, D, B. Now we have D, 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 back to B, C, 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 open A. Again, D, 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 B, C, 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 A. And to round it off, we go G, B, D, E, G, G. Good luck with practicing that 3-string pattern and using your thumb properly. Now we're going to continue by learning some left-hand exercises which will help strengthen your fingers so that you can tackle more complicated and harder to play tunes. Now the first left-hand exercise we're going to do involves being able to stretch all our fingers along the first 4 frets. And once again, depending on the size of your hand, you may find this easy or you may find it a very tough stretch to get the little finger up to here. Now without really playing anything, let's make this as easy as we possibly can. Press your first fingertip down behind F, and then press behind the second fret, keeping the first finger still down where F was, and then stretch up to the third fret with the third finger, and stretch as much as you can behind the fret with the little finger, and just keep all 4 fingers in place like that. Now, let's try playing each note as we go along. So we start off with the first fret. We play that, press down, keeping 2 fingers down now, play that, stretch, and stretch one more, and try and get right behind the fret. Once again, if you can't stretch and you're back here, you're going to get some very awkward buzzing sounds. But if you can stretch, try and get right behind the fret so you can produce a nice clear tone. Now just the simple action of putting all your fingers down like that does help stretch your fingers out and actually build tiny muscles where you'll be able to find other stretches easy in the future. So we've got fret 1, fret 2, fret 3 and fret 4, and we can play them in reverse order. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to look at a technique called hammering on. I'll show you what it's like. You take the open third string, play it, and with your middle finger you hit the string very rapidly right behind the fret where you would normally put your finger, but your right hand doesn't actually play it. Your left hand produces the tone by zapping down quickly, rather in a hammer-like fashion, onto the string. So I'm playing open G, and then when I'm ready, I'm pinning the vibrating string right behind the fret. If I were to go through the string which is vibrating, that's producing the tone, if I were to go through the string with my middle finger slowly, I'm not going to produce the desired effect or the tone, because my finger, as it goes slowly towards the string, muffles it out by preventing it from vibrating. So we have to play the note, wait a bit, and then zap it right down behind the second fret. Try and avoid going too quickly. Let the note ring a little bit, and before it dies, bring your middle finger down. Now that's called a hammer on. Again. Now the reverse of a hammer on is a pull off, and we'll use the same two notes. You start off with your middle finger down. Now I'm using these two notes as an example. You could do this on any string, but if you're a complete beginner, this is probably the easiest place to begin. Anyway, the same two notes. You start with your middle finger down, play the note, keep pressing, and without playing the note again with your right hand, pull your middle finger off to the side. Now, I'm not playing the note and then lifting my finger up. That won't produce any sound at all, like that. But I keep pressing, and the action of moving it to the side really snaps the string and produces the tone of the open G. And that is what is called a pull-off. We're going to use the hammer-on and pull-off technique for a new exercise involving the same four fingers like we used earlier on the first four frets of the guitar. Now we're going to start off with our first finger. We're going to play that note and hammer on to the second fret. Then we're going to play the second fret and hammer on to the third fret. You may notice if you try that it's easier between the first and middle finger than it is between the second and third. And then from the third fret we're going to play that note and hammer on with the little finger to produce a tone there. Now that is extremely difficult because the little finger is usually a lot weaker than your first or index finger. The third finger and fourth finger are always the weakest fingers when you're learning to play the guitar. So once again, we begin with 1, wait, hammer to 2. Play 2, wait, hammer to 3. Play 3, wait, and hammer to fret 4. Don't worry if you're having an awful time trying to get a tone out of that little finger. With practice, though, it will come. Now we can do the same exercise using pull-offs in reverse sequence. We start with all our fingers down. We play the fourth fret. Without playing again, we press and snap to the 3rd fret. One of the problems you may encounter is the little finger might be a little bit too weak to get a crisp pull off. Another problem that often happens is these fingers can sometimes pull the string right off the edge of the fingerboard, like that, which may produce some ugly sounds. Let's try it again. 4 to 3, and then we continue 3 to 4, 3 to 2, and then 2 to 1. One more time. Put all your fingers down. 4 to 3, press, snap it to the side, 3 to 2, and finally 2 to 1. Try and practice those left-hand exercises, including the hammer-ons and pull-offs, as much as you can. If you can, get into a daily habit of practicing them, because it will strengthen your fingers substantially, and you will notice a large improvement both in being able to play your chords and your single-note tunes.